when you have this, dark demonic, vice, you in your life, when you're dealing with it, you know what I'm saying? Pretty sure you guys have removed this vice out of your life. Well, I hope, if you're watching this video. But just so you guys are comfortable, and a lot of you guys are younger, a lot of you guys are Gen Z, and you think that, you're the worst PMO user of all time because, you have the phones and stuff like that, so it's easy access. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of my confessions, as it says in the title, PMO, my PMO confessions, just so you have a little bit more, my vice was a lot worser. I'm going to just tell you right now. In the nofap community, there's a word called the chaser effect, correct? And what it means is you want to keep coming back for more and more and more and more. And the thing about an addiction is you just keep coming back for more and more and more. I saw an interview with a hip hop artist out in New York from back in the day. I think it was MC Shan, I think, or one or the other. But he spoke about like the influence of crack when crack was hitting the US like crazy. And he spoke about how like crack, when you smoke it for the first time, it gives you this insane, crazy, never before feeling of like getting high. You know what I mean? Like a crazy high, a certain kind of feeling. And the reason why those drug addicts, they become addicts because they're chasing that first high that they ever got. They do it again the second time, and then do it again the third time, the fourth time, and next thing you know, they become a full-on addict. So, in my case, I was exposed to the videos, the DVDs, the constant fapping. Whether I had the the video or not, I would still fap. You know what I'm saying? It's just twice, 3 times a day. Start off just once. You know what I'm saying? Then it started off like as I was getting older throughout my my kid years, throughout elementary, all the way to middle school. It started becoming 2 or 3 times. It started becoming 2 times a day, every day. And then from high school, it started becoming like 2 or 3 times a day. And then all the way to like my 20s, it became like 3 or 4 or 5 times a day. Just to go to sleep, I would do that. If I couldn't fall asleep, I would just do that. Just randomly just fap. So, I'm going to share my experience, like as far as like, I hope I don't trigger any of you guys when I say this, but I have to be real, just so you guys can, I have to be real with you guys and confess, because as the title says, PMO confession. So the type of prawn that I was exposed to was first the regular guy on girl. Then that's not enough. Then eventually that gets old, Then you want to watch girl on girl. Then eventually that gets old. Then you want to watch, then you want to watch 2 girls and 1 guy, And then you want to watch, when they're running, a train on her. I hopefully, the threesomes, when they're running a train on the girl. And then when they're, and then also then it gets to a point where you want to watch the gang banging stuff. And then, where it's like 4 or 5 dudes just running a train on her. And then you want to see, then you want to, it gets to a point to where you want to start watching even more hardcore stuff where they're, degrading her and name calling her and things like that, slapping her around and choking her. I hope this doesn't trigger you guys, but I'm just saying, like, this is what I was like. I kept wanting to see more and more. I was never satisfied. You get what I'm saying? That's why I'm comparing it to that crack addiction, chasing that high. You know what I'm saying? That was never satisfying me. Then the BDSM stuff, I wanted to start seeing that. Then I wanted to see stuff with a storyline, and then I wanted to see stuff where they're just just crazy stuff. It didn't get to a level of an extent that I wanted to watch something extreme, like like kitty stuff, like extreme stuff or the bestiality stuff. Nothing like that. Nothing to that extent. Thank God. But that was just it. It just ultimately led to the BDSM thing, and then the things like that. It's just, do you see how further and further the lengths I was going? You know what I'm saying? To the point to where they're just, the dark stuff, the BDSM stuff. So like, the torture, I hope I don't, trigger you guys. I really hope I don't trigger you guys, but I have to come clean. This is like, I have to tell you guys this. And that's how bad, my PMO addiction, that's how bad I was in bondage with this addiction. Too much was never enough. That was the problem. Too much was never, and I'm telling you by this, never enough. I was just chasing a dopamine effect, that chaser effect. You know what I mean? And it really set up it really messed me up psychologically. Well, granted, I did go through some trauma. What led to me having this prawn addiction, to me fapping throughout my childhood all the way to like my mid-teen years, and then my teen years, and then my 20s, was because I did go through some sexual trauma. I did, get sexually taken advantage of, when I was like 4 or 5. And since prawn was exposed to me at that age, both that going hand in hand was just the devil's way of just ruining my life and trying to take over my soul. But, got my power back once I discovered, no fap and semen retention. But I confessed my mom about what happened to me. It was by somebody who we knew, and that, like, it had her crying, but to me that was like closure and kind of a, breaking a curse, by me having closure, telling her who it was who did that to me. And that was major closure for me. That was just something that was attached to me that I had to confess to my mom. And then that was last year, by the way. But these are, that's how bad that addiction was taking me, and that's how, like, the extreme lengths that addiction was doing to me. Too much was never enough, and then me just, I got the side effects, the brain fog. What did it lead to? Nothing, nowhere, no purpose in my life, brain fog, not a clear face, no glow, the Lord being far apart from me, a bunch of just bad luck would happen to me, low testosterone, low confidence, dead in the eyes, dead spirit, you know what I mean? So it just really was the devil's way of just really, really trying to just ruin my life. And I just have to tell you guys is that, and the reason why I'm being open with you guys, so that maybe your prawn addiction really isn't that bad. You're demonizing yourself, but I'm just telling you it probably isn't as bad as mine. Especially these Gen Z kids, this younger generation that, they got the TikToks and OnlyFans and all that stuff. It wasn't as bad as mine, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of just glad that, that I ridiculed that out of my life, that I took that vice out of my life. You know what I'm saying? Because they say prawn isn't a bad thing. I'm sorry, I experienced both sides of the fence, and I can just tell you, on prawn and without prawn, and I most definitely would prefer without prawn, you know what I'm saying? Because it really just, without PMO, you know what I'm saying? Really, it's just a very detrimental thing. And that's what it was leading me to. I was never just satisfied. I always wanted to see more and more and more and more and more, and it created erectile dysfunction for me. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get it up with another woman. You get what I'm saying? That to me is like really the devil, the devil really wanted me. The devil really, you know what I'm saying? But, he wanted me to be in bondage with this, you know what I'm saying? With this vice. But I broke free from it. Making I'm making this confessions just so you guys feel comfortable. Okay, so you know, but Lord always has a plan. I mean, my purpose right now is to get the word of semen retention, no fap slash semen retention to the youth, because that's something that they really do need. Yeah, I'm just glad that I removed that vice and I escaped that hell into my life. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm just really happy. You know what I'm saying? I just, I just hopefully you guys could be, a little bit more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys could be in my situation. Some of you guys haven't even been like, sexually abused like I was. Taken advantage of at a young age. You know what I'm saying? So, and you're demonizing because you have a history of fapping. You know what I'm saying? It couldn't be as worse as mine. I'm gonna tell you right now, your addiction probably couldn't be as worse as mine. So, at least for the most part, have some comfortability, get right with the Lord, because this is a Christian channel. I will, accept the Lord Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, or ask the Lord to forgive you if you did relapse, and just, move on. But, don't feel too down about your past, your PMO past. You know what I'm saying? But, because again, it couldn't be any worse than mine. This is why I'm confessing to you guys. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, guys, again, these are my PMO confessions. All right, peace.